Hey there, and welcome to my channel, The Paper Bag Investor. In today's video, I want to look at the company LMND and give you my thoughts on why I think this company could potentially 100x. So let's get into it. But before I go any further, I just want to make it absolutely clear, I'm not a personal financial advisor, just a guy with a paper bag on his head who loves investing and thinking about the future. If you love investing, you love thinking about the future, I encourage you as well to hit that subscribe button down below, follow along with my channel as it grows, and become a better investor with me. I can't guarantee your own personal portfolio's performance, but it's in the bag that subscribing to my channel will help you become a better investor, which should help your portfolio over time. Okay, why LMND could 100x? LMND, here we go. Insurance is big business. It's a massive, massive business. Worldwide insurance premiums are about $6 trillion. Insurance premiums and the needs for insurance are going to continue to grow as the world's wealth and population grows. So it's really, really big business, and it's still going to keep growing. And most of the largest insurance players are in the tens of billions of dollars in market cap. There's definitely no one dominant digital 21st century sort of efficient player in this space. LMND is built differently, and their Act 1, as they call it, I'm just going to go through pretty quickly and then focus more on Act 2, which I think is more important for understanding this 100x potential. So LMND is built from the ground up with these three things in mind. They want a delightful experience, which is really unheard of when you think about insurance, but they want to be customer-centric is what they're saying, that the customers are really delighted to use their app and just love the product, love the whole experience of getting their insurance, from making it really easy, simple to get insurance, making it a good price, making it easy to understand the insurance policy, what you're getting, what you're not getting, easy to make a claim and get the claim processed. Everything about it just delightful and simple. They want also aligned values with the customers. So they're a very, very unique strategy. I'm not going to go into a lot of details in this video. This could be for another video. They have a very, very unique strategy where part of their insurance premium automatically is set aside as profit to the company, but then what's left is either paid out in claims or if it's not paid out in claims, is given to charity of your choice. So there's some aligned values that you're doing some common good for your community, for the world around you. Also, they want to have great prices. They want to have just tremendous prices, which is all part of having that delightful experience. Okay, and all these three things, they're really made possible by building up from a digital foundation, starting with this really idealized digital foundation and structure first. So that was Act 1, okay? Quick glossary on Act 1, kind of what they've done so far. Now, Act 2 is where it gets really interesting and really, really important to understand. It's about two important things, Act 2. It's about growing as fast, these are my words, growing as fast as they possibly freaking can, to as many markets as they can. And then the other is using their digital platform, this digital structure, this idealized digital structure, to generate more data, and what I'm kind of calling nuanced data, and ultimately to underwrite from that data better than their competitors. We're going to go into more detail on both these things. So growing freaking fast, Act 2, Part 1, is LMND's leadership has clearly stated their goal to grow as fast as possible. They really, really, really prioritize this. It's right in their co-founder's letter on their investor relations page. And by being completely digitally optimized and efficient, they have the ability to grow extremely fast. By taking market share, they have the opportunity to become known as a 21st century insurance brand. And they also have the opportunity to capture as much data as possible by growing rapidly, and they could build this first mover data moat that I'm calling. I'm going to get into more detail why. Just pushing out and expanding and growing, they could potentially create a data moat beyond anyone who tries to copy their business, who follows in their footsteps. And that's why growing as fast as possible is so important. It's just because you can create that first mover data moat that I'm going to explain. So that's why just growing fast is super important. And they have the ability to do that because they don't need brick and mortar shops. In every country they're expanding to, they just have a digital app where everything's streamlined through that app. It's really, really brilliant. This is the most important aspect to whether Lemonade can 100x or not, is really whether they have this data advantage. At the end of the day, you can have all the most beautiful apps, you can have the best user experience, you can delight the customers with all the user experience you want, but if you still can have the similar insurance product for cheaper from a competitor, a lot of people are still going to pick the cheaper product, even if it's more of a hassle for the claims, even if it's more of a hassle for the sign up. They just know that even if they're similar priced or that one's cheaper, they're going to go with the cheaper one. Ultimately, insurance is all about how well you can predict risk. The better you can predict it, the more accurate your pricing can be. Excuse me. The more accurate your pricing, the better your product pricing and profits will be. Okay, and I'm going to play a short clip from Lemonade's CEO Daniel Schreiber where he explained kind of how they get some of this nuanced data by using this digital structure. So we'll play that now.
Anytime you interact with an app, you're generating mountains of data that are otherwise lost. So for example, when somebody goes through an app, do they bother reading the fine print or not? Mm-hmm. Do they play with defaults or do they not? What time of day are they doing this from? What kind of devices? How many times, what channel did they come through? You're just getting mountains and mountains of data which turn out to be highly predictive of risk.
So a typical insurer has a few data points they collect, and from these data points they assess, they create a risk level, and an insurance premium pricing is assigned for the customer, right? The risk levels for each data combination would be set by the insurance underwriters. But Lemonade is claiming that they can get hundreds of times more data points just by the interactions that the user makes with the app. Maybe they can tell that the person carefully, slowly reads through the terms of the insurance policy, or they just flip through them. Maybe they can tell that they're at work or they're at home, and that changes it. Or they're at a restaurant or a bar, or they do it at 2 a.m. in the morning or 2 p.m. All these sort of factors. They're saying they can collect more data, and that these little factors can help associate whether there's higher or lower risk for the insurance product that they're selling. These interactions can create more data stratifications, really, which can be used to price more accurately on a person-by-person basis. So really, they're saying that they can create a much finer detail, more granular data, where they can, by person case, more accurately say this person's higher risk, this person's lower risk. We can charge them less. This guy, we should charge more, or maybe we don't want his business because he's going to be a higher risk person, less we charge enough for them. And so if this is true, and they can actually use these many more data nuances, all the different things we've been talking about, and accurately underwrite from them, the potential for Lemonade is massive. This is where you get that 100x possibility, because the combination of growing extremely fast, which we talked about they could do, and generating and using better data creates a powerful flywheel. They grow, and then because they're growing, they get more data, and then they improve their underwriting risks better than anybody else in the whole field, because they're saying they're creating all this more nuanced data. Then they can create better, because of that, they can create better priced insurance products where they're avoiding the people they don't want to insure, and they're getting the people for better prices and better margins on the people they do want to insure. And then because of that, they grow even faster because they have the best priced insurance products. So it's this powerful flywheel that could happen. And once they take enough market share doing that flywheel spinning, they would have the most data and therefore the best insurance products. And so it becomes nearly impossible for competitors at that point to follow in their footsteps and catch them. I call this the network effect. It's where as the size of the network grows, also the value of the network grows exponentially. It works with things like Facebook in a peer-to-peer sense, where everybody you know is on Facebook, so you stay on Facebook. If you're the only person on Facebook, you delete Facebook right away, it'd be completely useless. It also works though with things like Google search, where the more people use their search, it's not peer-to-peer based, but everyone's funneling their data through the one search engine because it's the best, and because everyone's using that one search engine, funneling their own search queries and data and behavior through it, Google can continually create the best search algorithms, so then people continue using that same search engine. Well, the same kind of scalability and flywheel effect could drive Lemonade and to just sort of have this huge data moat over anyone else who wants to follow in their footsteps in a similar path. It'd be too late. If they grow fast enough and they have this huge data advantage, it'll be just too late for any competitors. And I think that could drive them to become $1 trillion plus company, representing about 100x plus gain from today's prices, if that all could pan out. There's a couple questions though, main concerns or questions I have about this. If that makes sense and how that could actually pan out, it makes sense to me. There's a couple questions I have. The first one is the data advantage real? Is this really real? I've been wrestling with this for a few weeks now, thinking about this, trying to research this further. It kind of makes sense. I think it could, but does it really matter if you're at work or at home? Can they really tell yes or no on a really clear basis that means you are higher or lower risk of your renter's insurance? Is that really, data? Just having more data isn't valuable unless the data itself is valuable or can be meaningful. So is the data advantage real, and really the underwriting advantage behind that real? That's my main question. And I think really the way we'll know this is there's two metrics to watch: their insurance product cost to competitors, and their loss ratio. Those should continually improve if their data advantage is real, if their underwriting advantage is continually improving. And so far, those are really good. This is just the one insurance products, the renter's insurance, but it's significantly cheaper than all the main competitors, and overall much cheaper, much cheaper. And also their gross loss ratio has been continually declining. So that's also both very good signs, but I'm going to watch these two metrics very, very closely as things go on. Okay, so is the data advantage real? The other question I kind of have, even for you guys as the viewers, some of you might know better than me, but I'm trying to find out and kind of wondering, could other tech giants like a Google, like a Facebook, like an Amazon, compete in the insurance space and use their much further reaching data, create better insurance products with better underwriting? Please comment if you understand the regulation on this. If you know that this is possible, not possible, please comment down below. Educate me, educate all of us, because I've been trying to research this and understand this better, whether that's really a risk. Of course, these companies would have to really see a clear vision behind the space and what they could do in it and take action on that, which they may or may not do. That's certainly a risk, and I see, and I would question or have whether these kind of tech giants could use that and have some kind of data advantage and underwriting advantage, therefore, over, say, a Lemonade. But ultimately, you're probably wondering, so guy with the paper bag on his head, that's me, are you buying shares or not? What are you doing? Do you think it's going to 100x? What's the bottom line? Yes, I've been cautiously accumulating shares since it was about $60 a share. I think it's about $175 a share at the time I'm recording this. Still been buying some shares and cautiously accumulating. I don't have the same conviction that I had, say, with Tesla a few years ago when I was buying as much Tesla as I could a couple years ago because I knew the stock was going to be massive, was just certain of it. There's still some few red flags, few question marks for me with Lemonade, but it's one of the stocks I'm most excited about and watching as closely as possible. Watching very close and very excited about this stock. And to be clear to you guys, I don't know if it's going to 100x, but I definitely think it's possible. And we'll be watching it closely. I'll also be telling you guys if my conviction grows or weakens around my thesis. So if my conviction grows, it's not going to go 100x overnight. There's still going to be lots of buying potential for a company like this as your conviction level grows. So that's my kind of bottom line for you guys. That's also why it'd be really great for you guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, as I'll be making more content for Lemonade for you guys in the future to see. Anyways, I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Lemonade will 100x, could 100x? Let us know down below and explain why, if possible. If you're not subscribed already, but you got value out of this and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button down below. And while you're at it, hit the thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm by doing that. So appreciate you all for watching. See you in my next video. Cheers.